The past 20 years, Hornady has been killing it. Specifically, they've been killing their competition, dominating the 21st century in cartridges, bullet cells, basically everything. Hornady, in a short period of time, made the most popular hunting cartridge, the 6.5 Creedmoor, now the most popular Magnum hunting cartridge, 7PRC. Man, it just seems like anything that they release is gold. Well, not everything. That's what we're going to talk about today's video. We're going to talk about 5 cartridges Hornady has released that are nearly dead or absolutely 6 feet under. First up, I wanted to do an honorable mention. A cartridge that recently was released, personally, I don't think has really taken off by any means. And that is the new 25 Creedmoor. Now, I know what you're saying. Wait a minute. Backfire said this cartridge was about to take off and blow up. Yeah, sure, Jim. Now, it's only an honorable mention because, well, the cartridge isn't even a year old yet. And honestly, guys, I really don't want to see the 25 Creedmoor fail. It would also mean, the 25 Weatherby RPM that just was released would fail too. I really do want to see 25 caliber cartridges become mainstream. But as of yet, sure as heck hasn't happened. But I hope it does. So for now, 25 Creedmoor, honorable mention. Coming in at number 5, it's the 22 ARC. Now, the 22 ARC is a couple years old. Let's just be honest, guys. Does anyone actually own a 22 ARC? I just see zero internet presence for the 22 ARC. And I've never seen a local guy actually shoot one. If we're being honest here, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the 22 ARC. It's actually a really cool concept. It's made to fit into an AR-15, fit into 223 magazine length. You could really think of it as a modernized 223 Remington. It's not only faster twist. I know most 223s come with faster twists now, but the bullet's not seated really far into the case like it is in the 223 Remington. And as far as velocities, the 223, in a bolt action gun, you can run it pretty hot, 52 grain bullet at 3,400 feet per second with a longer barrel. You're kind of getting that, well, according to Hornady, in an AR-15 platform. So it's 22 ARC is a little bit more powerful, and it's just a better design. But for whatever reason, the market hasn't really taken hold of that. Coming in at number 4, I'm really scratching my head on this one. Not really sure why Hornady released this. This is the 338 ARC. If there's something I've learned since owning a 338 cartridge, it's a niche caliber that the vast majority just don't give a crap about. It's got way more recoil than all the smaller calibers. The bullets are way more expensive. Unless you're wanting big Magnum performance, 338 just doesn't really make sense to me. Now, like the 22 ARC, the 338 ARC will fit into an AR-15 rifle, so it's got that advantage over, say, the 8.6 Blackout that you have to put into an AR-10. Now, guys, I'm not going to get into the whole drama, the whole spiel of 338 ARC and 8.6 Blackout. Both of them are extremely niche. It does seem like 8.6 Blackout has a little bit of a head start, but 338 ARC, I just don't ever seeing become popular at all. Coming in at number 3, the 338 Ruger Compact Magnum. So Hornady and Ruger co-released this in the late 2000s. Well, I don't know of anyone that actually owns one. These are dead, like real dead. And I'm going to show you why they're pretty much dead, okay? So what Hornady is known for, it is modernizing cases, putting faster twist barrels. It's really optimizing the case. Well, this 338 RCM does neither, okay? 1 in 10 twist, which really, you don't really need a faster twist than 1 in 10 unless you're going to shoot the really, really heavy mono bullets. But yeah, this would probably be the last cartridge you want to shoot heavy mono bullets in. And the cartridge overall length, this is a short action Magnum 2.840. So yeah, the bullets are going to be stuffed into the case, especially with the heavier bullets. This is just not the greatest design. Also, Hornady marketed this as in a 20-inch barrel. I think Hornady was about 20 years too early. Obviously, the short barrel syndrome is in full effect nowadays. Everyone wants a short barrel for suppressors, but in the 2000s, yeah, no one really cared about that. What kind of performance we seeing? Well, I think we're seeing some Hornady marketing. We got GRT open, and look at that. GRT has the 338 RCM. We're going to put it in a 24-inch barrel. Load up the 225 AccuBond with Vihtavuori N550. Hornady specifically said N550 was the ideal powder for 338 RCM, and GRT seems to agree. With a 24-inch barrel, we are topping out probably around 2735 feet per second, maybe 2740, but that's with a 24-inch barrel. Now this performance is fine. You know, it's a mild 338 Win Mag load, but remember, this was advertised with a 20-inch barrel, so let's go ahead and change that. Now we're topping out maybe 2630. Oof. Who wants to shoot a heavy recoiling cartridge, a 225 grain, at 2630 feet per second? Not me. Coming in at number 2 is the 30 caliber version, the 300 Ruger Compact Magnum. This has all of the same issues as the 338 RCM. Basically, you could make a somewhat argument this is a modernized case. It's really like a 300 WSM light. Really, that's what it is. You know, we're short Magnum 2.10 and then an overall length of 2.840. So again, the bullet's going to be stuffed into the case. So it's not optimized. Fast twist, nope. 1 in 10 twist. Not that you'd want to shoot like a 250 grain A-tip out of this. And again, 20-inch barrel. Okay, let's see what Hornady says. We'll just go to 180 class grain bullet. Right at 2,700 feet per second. Oof. Anyone want a 30-06 with really hard brass to find? Now we are at the number 1 most failed Hornady cartridge ever made. It's easily the 30TC. Some of you are probably wondering, huh? 30TC, what is that? Well, Hornady and Thompson Center Rifles teamed up and made a new 30 caliber cartridge called the 30TC. This case, the 30TC case, is seen everywhere. The 30TC crawled to its death so the 6.5 Creedmoor could fly. Yes, the 30TC is the 6.5 Creedmoor parent case, and 6.5 Creedmoor is the most popular cartridge ever made right now. Okay, we loaded up 30TC into GRT, and look at that, it's in there too. And instead of putting it in a 26-inch barrel, we're going to put it in a pretty standard one, 22-inch barrel. We're going to load up the Sierra Tip Game King 165 grain with Vihtavuori N540, and we're topping out at almost 2750 feet per second. It's not bad by any means, but is it doing anything that the 308 Winchester can't do? You got to realize, you know, this doesn't have a fast twist, and heaven forbid you shoot a 250 grain A-tip out of a 30TC. That would be dumb. There's just really no point to this cartridge at all. What was Hornady thinking going up against the 308 Winchester?